The probative value of forensic evidence, that is, its ability to prove something important in a court of law, is a central concept in the legal system. This value refers to how compelling, reliable, and relevant a piece of forensic evidence is in determining the guilt or innocence of a defendant. Forensic evidence, with its scientific rigor and seemingly objective nature, carries an emotional weight and a psychological influence on all involved in the legal process, from jurors to attorneys, judges, and even families of victims or accused individuals. Understanding the probative value as well as the limitations and emotional influence of forensic evidence is essential to fair and balanced justice. Forensic evidence as an emotional force in court. When a jury is presented with forensic evidence, whether it's a fingerprint, DNA sample, or analysis from a forensic expert, they often experience an emotional response. In high stakes cases, forensic evidence may symbolize the search for truth or the closure that victims and families seek. DNA evidence, for instance, can elicit a strong reaction. It's seen as nearly infallible, almost like a truth serum in the eyes of many jurors. People tend to place deep trust in scientific evidence, feeling reassured by its supposedly unbiased and objective nature. Yet this trust can sometimes be misplaced, creating emotional undercurrents that complicate the quest for justice. In cases involving severe crimes, forensic evidence can also sway jurors' emotions towards sympathy, anger, or a deep sense of moral responsibility. Consider a case where forensic analysis places the accused at the crime scene. The psychological weight of this information can reinforce jurors' biases, leading them to imagine what happened in vivid detail, sometimes clouding their objective assessment of the case. Jurors may feel emotionally compelled to convict, especially if the victim's family is present in court, seeking justice. The power of forensic evidence to sway emotions makes its probative value even more significant and requires careful interpretation and safeguards to avoid misuse. Probative value in establishing guilt or innocence. The probative value of forensic evidence lies in its potential to link physical evidence to an individual, place, or action that is relevant to the crime in question. High probative value evidence can significantly support a legal argument. For example, if DNA recovered from a crime scene conclusively matches a defendant's genetic profile, this has powerful probative value, often swaying a jury to believe in the defendant's guilt. However, the scientific rigor behind such evidence is not always foolproof. In a world where forensic science often holds an almost mystical sway, people may not realize that misinterpretations and laboratory errors occur. In cases where evidence is improperly handled or contaminated, or when analysts make mistakes, the probative value of forensic evidence plummets. In recent years, cases involving faulty or poorly executed forensic work have resulted in overturned convictions, highlighting how essential it is that evidence be collected, analyzed, and presented with absolute precision. The emotional ramifications of such errors are considerable, especially for the wrongfully convicted and their the probative value of forensic evidence.